So Ben, you look well as always, but you also look a bit too hot for the environment here. What happened?
Well, I am hot, but the reason I'm hot is because all my luggage got lost on the way here. I heard a bunch of people need not a good place to check on luggage, and so my luggage got lost. Looks like it'll arrive tomorrow, but who knows? So in the meantime, what I'm wearing, hot clothes from the stores.
Is it kind of ironic because you're also an advisor to the airline industry or one in particular? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yep. Of my many things, and we'll go through it all, I'm sure. I'm sit on the advisory board of Lufthansa Airlines, and so I advise Lufthansa on innovation, on marketing, on attention, and on venture. And so I have an innovation group that looks at new deals and looks at new ideas, and I advise them. And great, it's been a unique experience for me because I've gotten to learn a lot about a completely different industry from my own.
And shouldn't you advise them on garbage collection? Garbage collection.
Luggage collection.
My luggage is not garbage. I did not fly Lufthansa for the flight to here this time. I regret that.
Well, really baggage handling has nothing to do with the airlines. So
It does.
if they lose, yeah.
It's entirely the airport, and some airports are really bad at it, and some are good at it.
So how is Lufthansa like a real, I imagine, old-fashioned company from internet startups that you covered for so long?
Well, Lufthansa, what they do is they have a lot of different companies, right? So they have one company just for innovation. They have an open mandate. They have very flexible budgets. So they do a really good job. How do you spread that to the rest of the organization? So they want to do things, but there's a lot of decision makers. There's a lot of research has to go in before you implement something. At a startup, you just decide and you go. And if you're wrong, it doesn't affect many people necessarily. But at a Lufthansa, you make a decision that affects millions of people. And if it's the wrong decision, that can be really painful. That's why they take more time before deciding anything.
Which is why it's not very apparent that there's a lot of innovation in the airline industry.
I think it's a part of it, but it's also that I think the innovation, you're seeing some innovations of check-ins and things like that, but it's a very, very kind of solidified model. So, and it's really hard to create a startup in that space, the only startups you can really make are you're going to have to create a new kind of jet plane, or you're creating a thing for private jets, like JetSmarter and others do. It takes a lot of money to create your own airline. Just ask Richard Branson.
What is the marketing, project or innovation that's happening in the airline industry?
In the airline, Come back to me. I don't have a good answer for you right now.
You need more gin and tonics to answer that one.
Yes, I do.
I have another question. You're now your new company, Octane AI, is all into the chatbots on Facebook Messenger. How much of that is bullshit, and how much is real AI?
So, for those who don't know, I used to be the editor of Mashable before I switched over, wrote a book, and then started Octane AI, which is messenger marketing. It's like creating a newsletter, but for messaging apps. So, Maroon 5, 30 Seconds to Mars, Jason Derulo, and a bunch of businesses use us to communicate with their customers over messaging. Most chatbots suck, and that's because the expectations of what people wanted were wrong. People expected, I don't understand why even. They thought that bots would be these sentient beings where you'd be best friends with Best Buy right after Facebook launched the bot platform last year. And the truth of the matter is, that technology didn't exist before Facebook launched it, so why would it exist after? Siri and Alexa still, can't answer 95% of your questions. But with that said, engagement can be really high in a bot if you build it correctly and you really focus on a specific task or a specific thing. A bot that's just about, say, recruiting, you could figure out all the questions you might get asked. Then you don't have to program for all the other questions that could be asked. Because you don't program a recruiting bot to know where you're going to be.
But is that a matter of a simple decision tree?
So, the decision trees are actually quite a good experience in the beginning. And so, here's the kind of thing. Bots, if you try to make them crazy artificially intelligent, they will always fail. They will suck. The technology doesn't exist. But if you have a specific goal in mind, whether you use decision trees or use some NLP, you can make a really, really good experience where you see a lot of engagement. And so we see bots that have like hundreds of thousands of people messaging them all the time, and they are like people really like them, and when they rate bots, they really like them. But you got to treat them what they are, which is they're more like the newsletters on Messenger than they are artificially intelligent. And if you treat them like that, then you're gonna have much better success, and that's what we've seen.
So the part that is bullshit on Octane AI is the AI part.
So we started the company to aspire to the long term. In 5 years, AI will really assist in like being able to answer those questions proactively and all of that. We're not there yet. This is not where we're beginning. This is where we're ending. You got to build for what's real right now.
So, but by naming it that, you're sort of becoming part of the problem, right? Because the problem you're sketching here is that people get the wrong impression. They're like, oh, it's AI, and then it's built by a company that has AI in the thing. But then you're like, well, it's more like a decision tree, maybe somewhere in the future.
Well, if Octane.com had been available, I would have taken that. But it's owned by some kind of random fund. There's absolutely. I feel like in the beginning, even wanted to have more of an AI focus completely on the company. But what we really are is practical. We're like, what's going to be really practical for a business? The problem with if you put AI for, say, Chipotle, like if a Chipotle bot for any reason using AI accidentally admitted it had E. coli, that would like destroy the entire purpose. So brand specifically, it has to be predictable, and it has to work 100% of the time. And until certain AI technologies work 100% of the time, we won't implement it. That said, there's certain NLP, there's certain machine learning that we are implementing in the background to make our bots smarter. But the true AI component is the long-term kind of vision.
Okay, thanks. We're gonna do a test. Boris is very good at shuffling cards. We have a special TNW deck of cards, and a deck of cards in the Ace of Spades. Two of Hearts. They contain questions.
Tough questions.
Yes.
So we're doing tough questions, everyone.
You're going to pick some questions yourself and answer them. If you question, totally fine.
I'm not skipping any questions.
Totally fine, but then you have to drink. Huh? You have to drink.
Gotta skip all the questions though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink.
Yeah. There we go.
Hold up your hand.
First you need to drink. And then you need to pick a card and answer it.
Number below 10. This is AI
All right.
card picking. And
Need a number below 10?
And give me a number below 10.
9.
Hold up your hands. 1, 2, 3,
4, 5,
6, 7, 8, 9.
Do I have to answer 9 questions? That would be great.
No, this one.
How lucky are you is the question. The answer is extremely lucky. Like, look, right now the 5 of us are on a beach in the south of France where there's yacht parties every single night and free booze everywhere with all sorts of crazy, interesting people. And honestly, the vast majority of people don't get to have this experience. And I always remind myself how lucky I am and how much responsibility I think we all have to give something back to the world as a fact of, like, we get to be here, it's great, but we need to do something with it.
Okay, shorter answers. And to go into this, you're saying you're very lucky. Are you? They always say lucky in life, not so lucky in love.
Mm-hmm.
Is that in your case?
Oh, still looking.
Tinder.
I've used apps.
Which one was most?
Bumble.
Bumble. Bumble.
For me, Bumble.
Why?
I'm apparently popular on Bumble, that's all.
Alright, makes sense.
Hey.
We gotta do another card.
All right, shorter ones, I got it.
Got it? Alright.
All right, 1.
Number below 5.
1.
1? Alright. That's the card we picked.
What is the worst thing about your current company? That it cannot live up to the AI name quite yet.
Good answer. Yeah.
Alright, that's the card I'm gonna pick for you now. Alright, yeah.
Just give me the card. You don't need to do the number. What is the card?
Sure.
All right, hit me.
Alright. Number below
1.
That's a great coincidence.
What is your favorite song at the moment? Now sing it. What is my favorite song at the moment?
Any song.
Upset
Upset your hand.
I'm just gonna sing Super Mario, you know.
Go for it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, bum 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 ba da ba da 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 bum bum da 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 ba na 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 ba da da ba 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 na 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 bum bum bum.
Pa pa pa. You're really hitting it there. Yeah, you gotta do it. Man.
All right.
Oh, I have one question for you.
Yes.
25, 25.
Is God damn it. No. 2,500? No. So like 750.
No, 625. But it doesn't matter. You know.
My dad was an idiot. This is why I hire engineers.
625, of course. I knew that.
Okay.
10, 20. Yep. Oh!
Oh.
We lost the gin tonic. We lost the gin tonic.
They're drunk.
No, we're not. That was the first one. So, what is the thing you look forward to most in Cannes? Are you going to see a speaker or go to a special party? Is there any tips for anybody else who is in Cannes at the moment?
So this is my first con. So I'm learning myself. Obviously, like my big thing is I'm giving a talk tomorrow at 1 o'clock on Boston conversational storytelling here. Most just not planning things. I'm just going with the flow, and it worked out really well. I ended up on a yacht yesterday. I had some invites. You just kind of go. I think next and probably the ideas of the plan. Message, figure out who's going to be there. Message those people. Set up meetings. Get. I'm just getting to know it. I'm thinking about that.
Last question. It's a tricky one. Favorite technology news outlet?
My technology news. This one called.
It's very simple.
No, I was gonna make a fake one. Mash. I mean, the next web.
Oh, your favorite too. Such a coincidence. And it's a wrap.
Thank you.